Hey subscribers, welcome back. This video is going to be looking at percentage decrease using a calculator. Are you ready? Let's go. Decrease £80 by 10%. So here's a representation of what we just have. We know that we have £80. We've got 10 equal parts. So if you split 100 into 10 equal parts, each of these parts is worth 10%. So let's answer the questions here. What percent do we start with? Well, we know that we start with 100%. What percent are we decreasing by? Well, we're decreasing by 10%. That means we are taking 10% away, just like that. What percent of £80 do we end up with? Well, we can see here we've got 9 equal parts left. So we've got 90% left over. And what's the decimal multiplier to work out what's left over? Well, 90% as a decimal is 0.9. So the big takeaway from here is if you're decreasing by 10%, you're actually working out 90% because you're taking 10% away, you're left with 90%. That's the calculation we're going to need to do. And then we're going to practice doing that on the next, later in this video. So here is how you can lay your work out for this type of question. Fill in the blanks. You can use a calculator, and I'm going to show you what the answer is in 3, 2, 1. So we know we're taking 10% off, so it's going to be 90% of 80. Of means times, and 90% is 0.9. So 0.9 times 80, and that straight away will give you 72 on the calculator if you were to take 10% off. Okay, let's do another example. Decrease £80 by 70%. Okay, so what percent do we start with? We know we start with 100%. What percentage are we decreasing by? So, well, we're going to take 70% off, so I'm going to take and move 7 boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's move those away, and you can see if we're decreasing by 70%, we're going to be left with 30%. So we're decreasing by 70%. What are we left with? 30%. And then what's the decimal multiplier for what's left over? Well, 30% is equal to 0.3. Okay, let's write this formally as a calculation. Fill in the blanks here and also in the diagram on the right. Okay, here come the answers in 3, 2, 1. So 100% take away 70% is 30%. That's 0.3 times 80, £24 is what's left over. And in this blank box here, we're decreasing by 70. Sometimes we can put that inside the bar here. It's just taking 70% off, so 100 take away 70 is 30. Right, let's look at another example. Now you can see something's been taken off here. Have a go at answering all of these questions, and then I'm going to show you the answer in 3, 2, 1. So pause the video if you need more time. So what percentage of £40 do we start with? Well, we can see we start with 100%. What percent has been removed? Well, 100 split into 5 equal parts means each part is worth 20%. So it adds up to 100%. So we've removed 20%, and what we're left with is 80%. So the decimal multiplier here to work out a 20% decrease is 0.8. That's what we're left with, 80%. Here is a more formal way of writing what we're doing. Pause the video and have a go, filling in the blanks, all of the blanks you see here, and then I'm going to show you the answer. Okay, here come the answers. You're going to get all of these. Hopefully you got those correct. Okay, let's do another example. Think about what's happening here. What has disappeared? what's the answer to these questions on the right. So hopefully you figured this out now. So 100% is what you start with. We're taking 3 boxes away. Now each box is worth 20%. So together we're taking 60% off. We're left with 40%. So 40%, which means we're working out 40% of 40. So 0.4 is the decimal multiplier. Okay, so using that information, fill in the blanks here, pause the video, have a go, copy this out. Okay, I'm going to show you how to do this. So in this case, taking 60% off is the same as working out 40%. So again, sometimes people put the decrease in the middle of the bars there. Brilliant. Okay, how about here? Have a go at filling in the blanks, and I'll show you the answers in 3, 2, 1. So here 25%, so 0.25 times A, and we know if we're decreasing by 75%, we got 25% left. Okay, have a go with this one, filling in the blanks. Okay, here come the answers. So we can see we're decreasing by X%, so that's just going to stay as X because we don't know what that is. So 100 take away X is 100 minus X. That's going to stay like that. We can't simplify it. The amount is still going to be A, and we're going to turn this into a percent, we divide it by 100. So it's just going to stay as 100 minus X over 100. Let's try a practical question, a worded one, where you have to work out how much money Justine and Megan have. Take a moment to read the question, pause the video, have a go, and then I'm going to show you. You are allowed to use a calculator to do this. Okay, so hopefully you've had a go here. So Jenny has £60, Justine has 15% less than Jenny, and Megan has 85% less. So let's work out how much they each have. Well, we know Jenny has £60, that's fixed. Now for Justine, we have a 15% decrease. Now 15% decrease is 100%. Take away 15%, which is 85%. So we want 85% of 60. Now that's 0.85 times 60. And on a calculator we can just put 0.85 times 60. That's going to give us 51. So Justine has £51. Now we're going to look at Megan. Now Megan has 85% less. So that's going to be 100% take away 85%. That means Megan has 15% of 60. 0.15 times 60 of it means 60, so 0.15 times 60, let's put that in there, 0.15 times 60, and that is going to give you 9. So Megan has £9. Now some of you may have been more efficient with this, and you may have realized that actually 85% and 15% make 100%. So if you already know 60% and we're taking 51 away, these two values should add up to 60. If you did it that way, brilliant. If you did it this way, there's nothing wrong with that either. So let's do a practice exercise. Could you pause the video, decide whether the following are true or false? We're going to carry this on in the next video.